Welcome back to Newsnight. Now, this year's 16 Days of Activism against Gender-Based Violence campaign mirrors the global MeToo and TimesUp movements. Under the theme HearMeToo, women are urged to speak out and share their stories. Men are also encouraged to take a stand against gender-based violence. Kabelo Shabalala is the founder of the Young Men movement. He teaches boys to grow up to be principled men in society, while Brown Likeleke is the founder of Green Door, which is a victim reception center based in Deep Sloot. Both gentlemen join us this evening for today's discussion. Thank you so much for joining us here on Newsnight.
It's a pleasure.
Now, you know, we're just leading up in terms of some of the work that you both have been doing in the community, really to put a spotlight on gender-based violence. I think that what is refreshing is that this time it's not women who are saying, stop with the gender-based violence, stop with the abuse of children, and men are coming to the party. Is that true even on the ground? I'm going to start off with you, Kabelo.
It is true. The point is that women don't rape themselves. Women don't abuse or inflict violence on themselves. The perpetrators are us men or boys. So if we are to really cap this, if we are to really get to the root cause of what our society is suffering from, it means both boys and men have to come to the fore. We have to question ourselves. We have to start re-looking at how we are socialized. How is it possible that the only emotion we get to emote is anger, which leads to all various horrible things?
Yeah.
So yes, we are saying we want to be a part of this to ensure that we raise a more different generation, a generation that is going to look across the spectrum of emotions and say, hey, if I have a problem, maybe I should cry, maybe I should talk about it, rather than resorting to violence or any other way that is going to cause trouble.
So while Kabelo is speaking about raising a different generation, Brown, you are saying, right now, let's deal with what's happening currently, and this is where the Green Door campaign and even the centre in itself comes into place, because you not only house these women, you don't only counsel them, but then you also assist in the laying of charges and even the process of going to court. How have you been managing that situation?
It's a tough support that I do for women, but I really enjoy doing it, because now if I don't do it, who will do it?
Yeah.
And what I do, I would like to encourage most men to support what I'm doing, because we need more men who will do what I do. Because the Green Door, we need more Green Doors in our communities, because most incidents happens and they are not reported. As it is one of the reasons why I opened the Green Door. I opened my house to have a victim center, a temporary shelter for.
So you are actually, this is based at your own house?
Yes,
yeah.
That's correct. And now the reason why is because some women or some cases are not reported to the police station. Why? Because police station is far first to the main community. The second, most of the incident of gender-based violence happen during the night. And at night, you don't have transport to go to the police station, and you might get secondary victimization along the way to the police station. So as we have the centers around the community, then it's easy. When it happened, that incident happened, you can quickly go to the Green Door or the temporary shelter that is near to you and report the matter as it happened. Because if you wait for tomorrow, there might not be tomorrow. You might be dead, or you might change your mind and say no, because he was drunk, or maybe because of his friends or his family, maybe it'll be right, and the cycle continues. But now if you have a center that is next to you, it's easy for you to go to immediately and report.
I want us to talk a little bit later on about the realities that you confront on a daily. I mean, you mentioned just one of them where women will come in, they'll drop charges, or some of them they will leave in coffins because they went back to the perpetrators. And what you're hoping, though, on the other side, Kabelo, is to break this entire cycle by raising principled men, by starting them off as boys and raising them to be principled men. I'm going to ask you, you are a movement that is doing this. How then do you start mitigating against the realities that boy faces at home? And let me explain this. They come to your center, they may be good, you teach them certain principles. They get home, the father is drunk, is beating the mother, is seeing the violence that is perpetuated on a daily basis. The stigma and the realities are confronted by this individual on a daily basis. They have to come to you and change the mindset. So how then do you ensure consistency?
I think one of the the easiest thing to do is to gain someone's trust. That, of course, you don't really go to their homes, but once in a while we do visit their homes differently as a team. And if they're not open with you, it won't be easier for you to actually get to understand how is the setup at home. But if there's that kind of openness where there's a trust, a brotherhood, where even though some are 15, some are 19, some are 10, can actually open up to you and give you a full picture of what's happening at home, then you can start giving them ways, or advise them on how to handle such different issues at home. So it's about that openness. I don't think there's any of them that I can say I haven't made time to actually go find out how's the setup at home. But interestingly, there are absent fathers. So that kind of violence is not something that they experience, because more than 80% of them, like myself, grow up with their fathers absent. So it's not much of a violence that they see.
It's the lack of the parent.
Yes, of the parents that is the problem. It's the lack of that father figure that makes them to just see things differently. And the content that they actually consume from televisions is exactly what starts to give them a different idea of what kind of a man they should be, which speaks to what I always argue, that maybe our television should also give us a different view. Let's promote positive masculinity. Let's start seeing roles and men that are for exactly what we want to see in society.
Well, what I love about your organization is that you are there to find solutions, and on the other side, you're there to confront the realities so that we can find solutions to them. Brown, and quickly, as we bring this conversation to a close, you're confronted by different situations on a daily basis, and some of them end up in death. Just take us through what it's like for certain women and some of the challenges that you face as an organization.
There's a lot of challenges that I face as an organization. As you know, that it's a non-profitable organization which is not funded by our government, and it's hard for me to sustain it because most of my clients, or we'll call them survivors, they will come in at night at around maybe from 8 o'clock until in the morning. They will knock at the gate, I will wake up and open. It's risky for me to, as a man, to open for another woman. What if maybe there are difference with the husband was maybe the boyfriend of the spouse?
Well, the good thing is that you're on live television right now and the people are watching. So hopefully that any individual that wants to partner with the work that you're doing can get a hold of you. And how do they get a hold of you?
They can get hold of me by calling me on my cell phone number.
What's that number?
It's 078
078
888
888
2144.
2144. If you want to get a hold of Brown, the founder of The Green Door, an initiative and a center that aims to help women who have suffered some form of violence, gender-based violence, of course, and helping them and assisting them in that regard, be sure to give them a call shortly after the show, 078 888 2144. It's all about solution finding this evening. And there any few closing words in the last 30 seconds from you?
What I would say is that we would also like to have people to realize, or our society to realize, that yes, we have to collaborate, because the issues that women face, the perpetrators are men. So it means that the other agent thing, including actually creating safe spaces like he's doing, is to ensure that we create a new generation that is going to cut this thing off.
Well, thank you so much to the both of you for joining us.